キレクケイルスイーキウィノジビガギウィオムガゲースー総数さサメの竹ほっほっほっほっほやぼやぼほっほっほほっほっほっほっほスイーキポト
Got it.
ほっほっほっほっほっほつくつくウィ総数さサメの竹発砲
Oh. Oh. Hello?
Ew. it.
Hey, hey. Oh, yellow. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Ciao.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. Ha-ha. Wow. Hmm. Ho, ho.
Yay!
Whoa. Phew. Yellow. Aha! Wowie!
No, 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 no. Oh. Hmm?
Oh! I do it. Oh! Yeah! Oh!
Oh.
Yellow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ciao. Ho-ho! Wow! Wow! Ha! Whoop! Wow! Yeah! Cảm ơn. Cảm ơn. Cảm ơn.
Ồ.
Hey, hey. Cảm ơn. Ha ha. Wow. Cảm ơn. Cảm ơn. Cảm ơn. Yeah.
Ờ.
Cảm ơn. Cảm ơn. Hey, hey. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh yeah. Come on. Hey.
어,
Yellow.
음, 음, 음.
Ciao. Oh, yes. Ho, ho. I did it. Wow. Ho, ho. Oh, ay. Wow.
차차차차. 차차차차차. 어뿌 블라카. 차차차차.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Aha.
기계 흑흑기.
Yeah.
차차차차. 띠띠띠.